Hey guys, I'm planning to take on a very extreme challenge that has never been done before, and to be quite honest, it's borderline insanity. I'm not sure why I'm doing this to myself. Not only will I attempt to solo to Mythic, but I will also only use one hero per victory. In total that will be roughly 34 heroes, and I will try my best to maintain a high win rate. Wish me luck and let's begin the journey. The last game before I become legend, will I be able to keep my 100% win rate? Let's find out. Cecilion is not as popular as he used to be. It requires a lot of patience and timing to bring the most out of this hero. A lot of players get frustrated because he uses a lot of mana and they don't know how to keep stacking on his passive while at the same time balancing his mana. Well, I'm about to show you a very important tip to balance both of them. First of all, these are my builds and emblem setup. With this build and using the support emblem, you will be able to regenerate your mana fairly quickly. But that's not the only thing you need to know in order to keep them in balance. In the early game, try your best to use only the first skill twice in a row, max 3 times, and wait until it resets back to phase 1. Because in case you didn't know, every time you use his first skill, it will keep changing color, which indicates it will consume a lot more mana the more you use it without letting it reset. But if you wait the cooldown to reset it back to phase 1, then it will consume the original amount of mana. This is why here you can see that even though I have the first skill available, I won't use it until it resets back to phase 1, so I won't run out of mana that quickly. Once you get the demon shoes and the enchanted talisman, you will have a lot more freedom to constantly keep using the first skill to farm his passive. To deal max damage using your first skill, you either have to hit them at the end of the skill or if the target is right in front of Cecilion. Both ends inflict the same amount of damage.
An enemy Initiate retreat.
Year after year.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Such a tender, lambent moon tonight.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
This match is going to be very long, because my teammates are going to end up getting caught out of position multiple times later in the game. But you probably already know that Cecilion is one of the best mages in the late game. He can almost instantly one-shot any squishy hero, which you will see later in the game.
Such a tender, lambent moon tonight.
The enemy has slain the turtle.
Feel the bloody embrace.
It's not a blessing, but a curse.
Claude will lose most of his HP with just one single first kill from Cecilion.
Enemy rampage. Launch attack.
Night out.
An enemy has been slain. Not ready.
Blood.
Beware of ambush. Shut down. Double kill. Launch attack. Retreat.
Whenever his ultimate is available, you can play way more aggressively.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Your team destroyed a turret. Mega kill. An enemy has been slain.
We both know. And for
Ult
us.
is not ready. Request back.
Bloody embrace.
Ally has been slain.
Night in, night out.
Your team destroyed a turret. An ally has
When I saw that I have 100% of kill participation, it tells me that if I'm not in the team fight, we won't be able to kill anyone during the fight. That made me focus more on the game, because if I don't carry, we're definitely going to lose the game. This is an important tip when you're playing solo in rank. Try to analyze the level of skill from both the enemies and your own team. If you have to take matter into your own hands, or you can just play the support role, you have to adjust your playstyle accordingly.
ally has been slain.
Such a tender, lambent moon.
Unstoppable. Our turret has been
Why
destroyed.
are you so cold and pale? Just like the moonlight. Do you fear red? I embrace it.
Monster kill.
I embrace
Request
it.
backup.
Feel the bloody embrace. Up.
Blood.
You have slain an enemy.
Fear rises, yet love stays still.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Clear up lane. Launch attack.
Lambent moon.
An ally has slain more. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
Fear red. I embrace it.
Launch attack.
If you have been farming his stacks since the start of the game, he can basically become the Mage Aldos.
Feel the
Slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Living forever is is not a blessing, but a curse.
Chang'e is really a great hero at defending the base, especially if the opposite team doesn't have a great tank player who knows how to engage first.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Bloody embrace.
Shut down. Initiate retreat. Request backup. Launch attack. Ult is not ready.
Bloody
Enemy
embrace.
has been
Living
slain.
forever is not a blessing, but a curse.
Double kill. Your team destroyed a turret.
In the late game, just keep spamming his first skill. If you use my recommended build, an emblem, you can just constantly keep spamming it without worrying about his mana. You will see that my stacks will keep increasing until I can literally one-shot any squishy hero.
Attack the Lord.
We both know. Fear
Ally has slain
yet
Lord.
love stays still.
Launch attack.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Blood.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been
Bloody
slain.
embrace. Up.
You have slain an enemy. Killing spree. Your team destroyed a turret.
I keep killing many enemies, but my team just can't seem to find the opening to seal the game. Don't despair in this kind of situation. Just make sure that you stay alive and don't make a misstep, especially if you're carrying the team, because once you die in the late game, your whole team will just crumble down.
Launch attack.
Night in, night out. Year after year.
Bloody embrace.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down. You have slain an enemy. Enemy double kill.
We both know there is no end for us.
Feel the bloody embrace.
So cold and pale is the moonlight, and my Carmilla.
When you're using Cecilion, just always keep a safe distance and make sure to pay a lot of attention to those heroes that can jump into the backline instantly. In this case, Esmeralda and Claude.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Killing spree. Launch attack.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Living forever is not a blessing, but a curse.
Up.
Fear rises, yet love stays still. Blood for blood.
Lord resurrecting soon. Mega kill. An ally has been slain.
Export is not learning his lesson.
Initiate retreat. Unstoppable.
Night out.
When you are using Export, you don't want to be the first one to engage with his ultimate, because he barely does any damage if the targets are not affected by his passive. You have to burn them first and make sure the bar is almost at the limit before you use his ultimate to deal the most damage. And also if you are the first one to jump in, they can just simply focus you down first and the ultimate won't last long.
Night in, night out, year after year.
Launch attack! Our turret has been destroyed.
Fear, Red. I embrace it.
Our turret is under
I saw Esmeralda ulting, and she will obviously try to jump onto me first because she knows that I'm the one dealing the most damage. So I'll retreat a little bit first and then continue the barrage of my first kill.
Love.
Our turret has been destroyed.
To be honest, at this point I'm growing a little bit impatient. We already got many lords and we can still finish the game. It's really important that the tank player really knows how to engage first so the team can follow up.
Bloody embrace.
Year after
Initiate retreat.
This is why I have said in a lot of my videos that I really think that the tank role is as important as the carry role. If one of either role is lacking, then the game will become extremely difficult.
there is no end.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Ally has been
No! God, please, no! No!
An enemy has been slain. Well played. Launch attack! Launch attack!
It's not a blessing, but a curse.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Battle ready. Okay, monster kill. Initiate
Such
retreat.
and just like the moon. Living forever is not a blessing.
Initiate retreat. Launch attack. Lord resurrecting quest backup.
No,
Feel the bloody embrace.
Slain Lord.
Claude is split pushing the top lane. If I don't go back now, we are going to end up losing the game.
Our turret has been destroyed. Initiate retreat.
I have learned a lot from my past mistake. I have lost many games because of the lack of map awareness in the late game, especially when the game lasts for a very long time.
we both know there is no end for us.
Launch attack.
Love for blood. Do you
Initiate retreat.
after year?
I'll take the bump.
Fear rises, yet love stays still.
Request backup.
Feel the bloody embrace.
It's not a blessing, but a curse. Fear rises, yet love stays still.
Request backup. Launch attack.
Why are you so cold and pale?
Launch attack.
Such
Feel the bloody embrace.
Enemy has been slain. Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
but a curse.
Launch attack.
Feel the bloody embrace.
An enemy has been slain. Godlike. Ult is not ready. An enemy has been slain. Launch attack. Launch attack.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Legendary.
What a fitting last game before I reached Legend. Luckily, I was able to keep my 100% win rate. It wasn't an easy journey, I can say that for sure. I hope you found this video entertaining, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.